welcome to Bay of Fundy Fortunes. My name is Natalie. I'm an empath and intuitive card reader. Right now I'm putting up a sage and sweetgrass smudge. I'm trying to get it to go here to share it with you guys. There we go. This is my little ritual, one of the rituals that I go through every night before I do a reading. Okay. Alright, set that right over there. Thank you very much for coming and joining me this evening. I'm doing the monthly reading right now for the month of September for the sign of Virgo. Before we get started, I'd like to thank you all for coming and visiting. I'd like to thank all current subscribers and any new would-be subscribers. For any of you that are new to YouTube, the little red subscription button beneath this video window, you just click that, and every time Bay of Fundy Fortunes post new videos, you'll be alerted via your email. All subscriptions are free, and you can leave anytime you like. If you find that you like this as a general reading, say that first, which may or may not resonate with you on a personal level. You may take bits and pieces from it. You may take everything from it. You may feel that it really applies to you. If you find that you like this reading and you'd like to personalize this reading just for you, I do offer that service of private readings. Information's all found down below in the description box beneath this video window. Basically, you send me off an email, but the pricing and whatnot is all in there as well. Very straightforward and very, very simple. Again, thank you to everybody. Please feel free to like, share, and please feel free to always leave comments beneath this video window. Alright, so without further ado, let's get right into the reading for Virgo. General reading, September 2016. The very first card that I pulled for you is your overall energy. By the way, I'm doing a 5-card spread using the Oceanic Tarot deck very quickly for those of you that are new. Okay? And then at the end, I pull a different card from another deck, from the deck of Tarot. That's a significator. Anything needs to be brought to the attention of the overall reading, well, this will bring it to the forefront. Each card, the Oceanic deck and the 5-card spread falls in one certain place. I'm going to get to the reading. I'm getting there. First card is your overall energy of your reading, and the second card is your finances and your wealth. Third card is your heart and romance, family, and love. Anything to do is close to your heart. Your fourth card are your challenges for the month of September. And the fifth card is your message from Spirit. And then at the very end, we draw a significator. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Okay, what I pulled for the overall energy is King of the Ocean. And he's all about order. All about, let's see here. That's what I've got my little spotlights for my cards when I do them in the evening like I am right now. Kind of try to bring him and get him a little bit better well lit up. There we go. Okay. Just to share the artwork of the cards. Okay, so when this is your overall energy, and he is the King of the Ocean. He's the man. He's the head cheese. He always represents traditions, values about traditions. He restores order. If there's been chaos in your life recently, or some kind of unrest or some kind of upset, he represents the fact that he's going to bring a certain amount of order to your life. Okay? He restores balance. At this time, for some of you, the card implies that if any territories within your personal life have been crossed, these things will be set straight again. Not to worry. This card also can bring an end to disputes as well, at home or at work. This is a time for organization, and this is where I'm going to take the cue in the word organization. I'm not big on interpreting and foretelling for astrology's sake. I do enjoy astrology. I read my sign 5 or 6 once every day, and by noontime I've forgotten them all. But right now, something that needs to be brought to all the signs brought to their attention is on August 30th, the planet Mercury is going to go retrograde. a couple months ago, I did look that up. What does that literally mean? It doesn't mean it. Retrograde means going backwards. The planet doesn't actually go backwards. It's on an elliptical line, and that is not a perfect circle. It's more of an oval. So Mercury's going along the elliptical line like this, and when it hits a certain turn in the ovalness, we'll say, it just appears to stall and do this, but it's not. It's coming forward, but it slows, but it's not actually going backward. Nevertheless, Mercury's a bad dude. Mercury rules the house of Virgo as well, which is another reason for bringing this up in this reading for the sign of Virgo. It can be, remember this begins August 30th and runs to, I think it's September 22nd. So what that can mean is communications, communication breakdowns, this sort of thing. So where Mercury rules Virgo, hence its effect would be more significant than if it were in another sign. Here it's going retrograde, and it is in the house of Virgo, and this is the reading for Virgo. That intensifies everything that much more. Being a mutable sign, Virgos are particularly found to be at butting heads with some of the other mutable signs like Gemini, Sagittarius, and Pisces. This is an introspective period as well for all of the signs, and more so for Virgo at this time. So everything is more inward. There's a lot of deep thinking going on, a lot of pulling back to yourself, pulling away from others, putting a little bit more space in between you and others that are in your daily life. This can be a dramatic period too. Emotions, impulses can get out of control really, really fast. Normally, this is kind of a stressful time for most of the signs, more so for Virgo because it is ruling your house. Right now, you shouldn't enter into any binding agreements or any kind of life-altering commitments. During a Mercury retrograde cycle, most commitments they end up not being kept. Nothing is stable at this point, especially with communications for all the signs. More so for you right now, Virgo. This is not a good time to begin anything. On the other side of that, it's not a good time to end things either. It's not a good time to leave one job to go for another, to end a relationship, to walk into another. Any big purchases, especially with electronics, hold off for a little bit, okay? Because this king is shown up in your reading, though, Virgo, is a really good sign because he's all about restoring order. So you don't know how lucky you are that he came up in your reading. He's going to take the sting off of anything that's going to be going on around you in the things that I just mentioned. He will lessen the degree, we'll say. You're very, very lucky for this card. If it wasn't for this card, you'd be riding the next month by the seat of your pants. And the advice of this card, it's time to get work and finances in your home as well. Try to get them in order. Take control of all your assets and become very protective of your assets as well. Anything that means anything to you, that can be practical things, that can be emotional things. Get very protective about things right now and try to stabilize everything. Whatever's going on, the nudge that I'm hearing and feeling is get control of everything right now and stabilize it. Make things become stagnant on purpose, you might say. Don't go back and try to undo what has just recently been done. Don't try to go forward with anything new. Anything new that you're starting, unless it can be helped. I mean, if you can help it, please hold off for just a little bit. Not saying things won't come your way if you begin anything new, but you're probably going to find it problematic. You're going to be running into some blocks and some bricks in the way. Not saying you can't overcome them and get through them. You can. It's just the ride's going to be a little bit rougher than if you wait a little bit. Okay? So this begins on August 30th, but the thing with Mercury, um, it has a shadow about it. So even though it doesn't begin until next week, we can start to feel the shadow, the overshadowing of it in the next day or two. That's what I'm hearing, and that's what I'm feeling for you. Okay, anything that you can wrap up right now, anything that you need to implement, and it's that important. Now's the time to do it. The keywords for this are focus, protection, wisdom, activity, leadership, and boundaries. Keyword on boundaries, nudge on boundaries. Put your boundaries up. As I said, get everything under a protective dome in a matter of speaking. There's the energy for this reading. Wow. Okay. So let's see here. The next one that I drew for you is fell in your wealth and finance sector. And I pulled the Queen of Cups. And she's about sensitivity. Of course she is. The Queen of Cups, because she's the Queen of the Cups. This is all about the hearts. She's the queen of people's hearts, we'll say, to one sense. To another, and in general, she is about sensitivity. Cups always represent the heart, what matters to the heart, the hearth and home, your family. This is what this represents. So when it comes to money, of course, in your financial sector, of course, money affects all your things that are important to you. That's why we go out and we go to work every day. We're always trying to come up with a way to earn more money so that life becomes more stable for those around us and those that we love and care about. The advice of this card is to tune into your nurturing side at this time. Be a little bit more sensitive to what's going on around you. Um, I just got a nudge for somebody. I can't see if it's a flower shop or a bakery. I think it's a bakery. And there's one of you out there that's a boss in the bakery, and you're not mature, is what I would be, age-wise. You're younger than that, 40s, late 30s, probably late 30s. And normally you're a real hard taskmaster. This message is for you. You're to ease up on the employees and ease up on the demands right now. This is what you need to do. You need to be more sensitive to the people that work beneath you. Show your appreciation a little more. Don't be so quick to jump on them. Don't expect the mistakes they're going to make before they've made them. You need to be more sensitive to how each individual employee is in the moment as well. Some may be more sensitive than others. You don't know if somebody's having a bad day, so go easy on them a little bit. Keywords are love and nurturing, generosity, protection, caring, and emotions. Right now, be more lovingly open towards your friends and your family. Ask them for understanding. If you have to work those extra hours to make more money, you're going to need the support of your family right now. In order for you to go forward at this time, you're going to need this, whether you like it or not. Some of you aren't liking it, but that's the bottom line. Here's the basis and the foundation of what's going on. We all have to start somewhere. I don't care if you're starting out in your very first job somewhere. I don't care if you're the boss. Anything right now, family support's needed. You need their backing up. For single people, for those that aren't married and don't have children, for those of you that aren't even close to your family, you're going to need the support of somebody. So look to your friends and be kind to them. Do unto them as you'd have done unto you right now at this moment in time. That way, when your projects do start to come to fruition, I can never say that, fruition, when your projects start to grow and you see movement and you see growth there, things are going to, because things are moving, they're going to generate, of course, more level of income. Your earning power becomes a wee bit stronger. Stay loyal to your own creativity, to your own projects, because at this time, if you do it right, if you don't miss a beat, and that's going to be a challenge. I'm not surprised. That's probably going to come up in your challenge sector somewhere. That if you don't miss a beat, you need to focus. You need tunnel vision. This is where the support from family comes in. Your spouse, your children, everybody that's in your life, your friends, everybody that's important to you. You're almost going to have to disappear for a little bit because you're going to have to get tunnel vision. You're going to need them to understand that if you make more money, it's going to benefit everybody in the bigger picture. That is the truth under any circumstances. More money isn't going to make the situation worse. You will come back out of the tunnel vision and you'll be available and become part of the clan again, so to speak. Okay, that's it for that card. I always try to ring all the messages of the cards. That's it for that one. That was your finances. Your next card is your heart, your love, your hearth and home. Anything close to your heart, anybody close to your heart, any kind of relationship. That is what this card represents. It's the Four of Swords and it's about recovery. Okay? There. All right. Okay, the keywords for this card are inaction, time away. Some of you may feel a need and a nudge to take a relationship break. Doesn't mean it's the end. For some of you as well, this is a time for healing, peace, stillness, and rest. Some of you have been through a rocky period recently, Virgo. I'm feeling Virgos are really sensitive. Some are too sensitive. I know some Virgos, and I'm not shy to say I shoot straight from the hip. I'm not bragging or anything like this, just the way I am. Life's too short for BS. So I don't waste time with that. And I can say that some Virgos, normally, they're very, very sweet, genuine human beings. But some of them, there's a level of sensitivity among all of us. But some Virgos can become a little super sensitive. And when people become super sensitive, it's not about you, it's all about them. They're super sensitive to their own feelings. You can upset them and they can walk away. And you have no idea you've done or said anything wrong, which is really unfair. Virgo, you got to work on that. It's unfair to those that someone has upset you and you mean something to the other person. That other person, they love you, they care about you, you mean something. It's very cold-hearted to say to yourself, well, they've hurt me deeply or they've offended me, and I'm not going to talk to them for the next whenever, weeks, months, years even. And this other person sit and very, very hurt, saying, why? You'd hurt them less if you were upfront and you just said what needed to be said. You confront that person. If they love you, they're still going to be there. I don't care what kind of loving relationship this is. This is all about relationships. This could be a family member. This could be a spouse, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a brother, a sister, a cousin, anybody, your best friend in this inner circle. Don't do that. For somebody that's so sensitive, to walk away and do something like that and leave everybody else going, well, what? What happened? I have no idea. That's wrong. You got to really work on that. Maybe not so much right if you've got something like this going on in your life right now, Virgo, for whoever this is meant for, get this cleared up in the next day or so, because this is a form of important communication, and that can get muddled up with Mercury going retrograde and the shadow starting to come in. You want to move on it today, tomorrow, whenever. All right. You know what? I wasn't even going to post this video. I was going to post them all at the same time, but because it's Virgo's birthday, I'm going to post it a little early, and because I want you to have time to see this. This will be posted. Today's the 27th right now. It's 1:13 a.m. It'll be posted later today. You'll see this. This gives you a bit of a chance and a jump for any of you that are in that situation right now. For some of you Virgos, for any breaks in relationship, may not be your choice at this time. This could be something that's being imposed upon you as well, that you have no say in the matter. Somebody else has all the say. They're walking, and and they just want to stop things right where they're at right now. Somebody's needing a break out there away from you. Okay. Some of you may be forced into taking a vacation from work. Yeah. Yeah, there's some people out there like that. They just, I don't want to take a vacation. I'm quite happy working on this project and what I'm doing, and I don't want to let go of it. Um, and you may have the kind of boss that doesn't think that right now that's a good idea. You need to take some time off, and that's just the way it's going to be. It could be, too, I just have to nudge to say, that there could be company doing, this could be their, oh, what do they call that at that time of the year? It'll come to me. I don't want to waste time thinking about it, but it's where a business shuts down in inventory. That's the word. So the company has to shut down for a few days. Sometimes it's a whole week, sometimes a little longer, because it's that time of year for inventory, and that has to be done. So this time off is imposed upon some of you. It's not for everybody. General reading, remember. This is a great time too, right in this moment, to be stressed, to try to attain some stress-free um, um, auras and energies around you right now. So put yourself physically, literally in a place where you wouldn't normally have to deal with stress or run into stress. I don't care if you cop a squat by a riverbank and throw a hook in the line, a line in the water. I don't care if I have a friend, shopping is her stress relief, whether she buys anything or not. If she gets very, very, very stressed, it's just this funny quirk about her. She'll go off and find a mall. She'll walk all the way there. You know, we're talking, well, maybe, almost 2 mile walk to one of the busy malls, because she loves to walk as well. She gets in there and don't know, it's the lighting in the place or the thought of all these new products and all the shelves, or she's an organization freak. So maybe it's the clean lines in the store, of the shelving, the products. Who knows? But it's a stress relief. So she would put herself there. It's the funniest things where we can find calm and peace. Some of us can do it in a crowded room. Some of us can do it on a park bench, standing at the bus stop, taking a long walk, taking a bath, taking a walk on the beach. Of course, is the most obvious one, right? Make time to do that. Stay away from any negative relationships right now as well, and any negative commitments that you have. There are such things. We put ourselves there into commitment. We call them negative because it's not something that we want to deal with. It's not something that we have to. So our natural feeling is a negative one towards it. And for some of you, as I said, with Mercury going retrograde, any wedding plans, engagement proposals, anything along those lines, make sure that you just right now hold on to them. I think we're too close for Mercury, the Mercury retrograde, and the damage it can cause, and the chaos and the upheaval. You may get a no when you thought for sure 150% you're going to get a yes to a question. Hold on to it just a little bit longer. Okay, so the fourth card is a Two of Cups, Virgo, and this is your challenges for September. And this is all about partnership. Trying to get that, there we go, into the light. All right. This card can predict love and equality, and a meeting of the hearts and a meeting of the minds. This card can be a benefit to any kind of a relationship. But there's that thing going on there. There could be promises of love and commitment, but you're hearing the words, but you're not seeing the actions, I feel to say, for some of you. You're not seeing the actions of this newly committed love. You thought that if you profess love, for some of you, to somebody, that it was going to take it into the next level and make it a bit more intense. And the other person did agree. But the thing is that all you're getting is this, and you're not seeing the action behind it. Some of you are very disappointed by that. As the month of September goes on, for some of you, there's almost going to be a making up period for what's going on right now. Some people can't just put brakes on and change directions that quickly. When you stop and think about it, Virgo, for some of you that this applies to, for some of you, you've been thinking of taking this relationship to the next level, and you've been pondering it for a while. The other person hasn't had a clue. Maybe they've been doing their own thinking, but they really don't know what's been going on with you. So you've already been into this situation for a while, and they have no clue it even exists. So you bring it to the forefront, and you talk about it. So you're ready to go and just move things along and move into that new space with this other person. And you got to give them some adjustment time. All right? They'll meet you in there somewhere. You can be sitting there ready and waiting, but give them time to catch up to you. Okay? Okay. So there's your challenge. That's your challenge, all right? Okay, so your last card, and that's a message from Spirit, is the Ten of Wands. It's all about responsibility. Should have fixed the lights here. There, I guess. Sorry about shaking the window here. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, the message from Spirit, this is all about burdens and overload, confusion, exhaustion, prioritizing, pressure, and blocks. So see how we're at the end of the reading here? It's almost like mid-month here at this point. I'll be doing mid-month readings too for this, Virgo. But it's at the end of the reading. It's a message from Spirit. So these things have all been building all this time for some of you, all right? The advice of this card is now is to set boundaries to reduce your stress. You may need to say no to certain people about certain things. And my best advice for some of you that are experiencing this, or for some of you, wait till Mercury retrograde is past and everything settles back into its proper place and form. So tell some people on the more important issues that you can't say yes right now, but you're not saying no. And ask them to come back and see you at another time. That's the best you can give to some people. And this is for some Virgos. All right. That way they can come back to you. Just tell them to come back. We'll discuss this again the third week of September. The retrograde ends around the 22nd. Give a few days overlap past that. So go into the week of the 25th, 26th, and have them come back and see you then and discuss whatever it is that you couldn't say no to right now. All right. Here comes the significator. One moment, I have a little sip of tea. It's keeping me going at this time of night. Oh my goodness. 1:21 a.m. My tea is now iced tea. It's cold. I pulled the Queen of Swords. She's a very noble looking woman. You gotta watch her though. You don't mess around with the Queen of Swords. Okay? Alright. Let's see here. Let me get my book up for her. I just know she can be nasty. I'll read verbatim from the book of tarot. The Queen of Swords has a cold and emotionally detached way of dealing with the world. In a reading, the Queen speaks of standing up to people and making demands and being very clear about one's needs. That last line, being very clear about your needs, Virgo. This is important with Mercury going retrograde, right in your birthday month. That's basically everything going on here. You need to shut down. You need to stop. You need to go into protection mode. You need to slow down the presses. Anybody that's brave enough to go ahead to the next level in a relationship, and that means partnerships as well, all right? Your challenges, partnerships of all kinds, business even. Like I said, these wheels have been turning in your head for quite a while, and you're wanting to approach the other person or the employee or your partner in business or in life, and you've already been there already. and they've agreed, and you knew they'd agreed, and they'd be happy about this agreement, but you need time for them to catch up with you. Okay, Virgo. There's your reading for September. I'm going to be doing mid-month as well, so make sure and come back if you haven't subscribed. Just hit that button. For now, I'm going to say goodbye, good night, and happy birthday, of course. And I hope to see you back here again. Please subscribe. Again, can't say it enough. We'll see you real soon. Good luck with the month and have a great one. Goodbye.